Today on Suncoast View, Sarasota's iRide vehicles are keeping cars off the road. But are the costs too high for the city commission? We'll discuss.
Big Broadway names are headed to Suncoast stages. We'll preview Oslo Rep's new season of Stars.
And we'll meet puppies with a purpose and learn how Southeastern Guide Dogs is helping more than just the visually impaired. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Everybody's dancing. It's a good way to start. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to Michael Donald Edwards
Great
from
to be
Oslo
here.
Rep.
Great
Good
to
to
be
see
here.
you. And
I
Kelly
know.
Jaco from Jaco's Boxing.
Hello. Yes.
Hi. Fun. And you two have never worked together.
No,
but
no,
we
no,
like
no,
him
also-
already. Oh, he's fun. Joey and I call this a dinner party behind the scenes,
Yes.
and you kind of have to make sure everybody has things they enjoy talking about with people they enjoy being with.
Yes.
So I
Everything
think,
down to the seating.
I like it. And today we're segregated, boys and girls, because Kelly and I can just
It's
poke at you
safe.
two.
It's safe. Although not a good idea with it.
Yeah.
You say that about everyone you sit next to, though, so I'm starting to think that you are the
Had
common
bad influence.
denominator
Maybe
here.
it could be me.
Could be,
Just a
could
little
be.
bit, yeah.
Well, Kelly, last time you were with us, you had just opened your second location of Jaco's Gym. So now you're a few weeks in.
Yeah, we're a month in.
How's it going?
It's exceeding my expectations.
Good.
Yeah, it's
good.
going really, really
well. You were
well.
sort of dealing with the pressure of splitting yourself in half last time.
I was, and so the first week I was like trying to be there every single day, and since then I haven't at all.
You've had to learn.
So
yeah.
and I kind of relinquished some of that control, and it's going so well, and it's so busy, and we've got a full adult program, full kids program. You see some of the videos of our classes here, and we had our grand opening party this past Friday, and so many new people and faces, which I love. That's my favorite part of my job.
I have a question for you. Now, it's a new location. Is it finding its own personality yet as a gym?
Yeah, it is, and it's actually so different from Sarasota. The way that it functions is different. The way that the clientele is a little bit
What
different.
people are looking for.
Yeah. It's really a lot of moms, so many kids, which I love.
Right.
And so it makes me kind of think about like third and fourth locations. And see, there we go. Look at this.
She loves
Mom
it.
with
Wow, I
her little
love
babe.
that.
Yeah. So.
Okay, and I'm less intimidated to go to this gym because you mentioned the mom factor.
Yeah,
So
lots of moms.
that makes me feel good.
I've worked out a lot of moms here on the Suncoast.
hardcore.
They are tough.
They are.
Well, we're sitting next to one.
Yeah.
We're
I've
sitting
watched
next
you
to
do
one.
that.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, we're very proud of you as a businesswoman and a Suncoast entrepreneur. Would you
Thank
two
you.
behave down there?
I know. I just he's working out with the mums, and I've actually watched him do it.
I do, and they dance around me. Like, they dance
Yeah,
circles
they're-
around me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Awesome.
You two?
No. We're just beginning.
It's going to be a long day controlling
Yes,
these people.
yes,
I'm telling you
yes.
what. Judy, I need some female power here.
I've got you covered,
The
lady.
boys at the end
you covered.
are not behaving. It is Wednesday, and Chef Judy is in the kitchen with us, and we're going to take a check-in and find out what she has brought us today.
Well,
Welcome.
first of all, if the boys don't behave, they get nothing to eat.
I love
I think
it.
the rest of the show is going to go smoothly.
God,
We
I've
are
heard that for
starting
so
to
long.
highlight some of the new restaurants on the Suncoast. You're going to see everything from Latin street fare and new Italian to wonderful Eastern European cuisine. I'm so excited because these are 3 spots that I dine at a lot, and I think they're great additions, and we'll continue this throughout the year now as we get more and more great restaurants on the Suncoast.
It's amazing how many openings there are. So we appreciate you bringing us some previews so we know exactly where we want to head. We'll be joining Judy as we go throughout the hour.
And we'll behave to get the
Just
food.
for the
I knew
Yeah,
that
the
would
gym
work.
and the-
Death threat would work.
Absolutely. They've been threatened with
That's
no
why we
food.
gym.
Yeah.
Gym, so we can
Part of their issue is they don't behave when they're not here with us. So we have found some pictures of
Aye.
the social lives of Michael, Donald, Edward, and Joey. Tell us
boy.
about what you two have been up to this month at a very wonderful event.
Oh, this was the Oslo Reps Gala earlier this month, and it was at the new Art Ovation Hotel downtown, which it still had not even opened during the gala, but it was a beautiful theme. It was Old Hollywood at Coconut Grove.
Yeah.
And it was fun, and then it was even more fun when Michael came up, and he makes me laugh.
Yeah, we just decided to go out together. It was a fairly spontaneous thing.
Yes,
that we
and he
did.
gets the attention of the crowd, which is great, because, I was
Mainly
up doing
because
my
I wear a
thing.
glittery jacket, and they
Whatever
stop
it
and they
takes,
try to figure out
shiny.
what it is.
Whatever it takes. Well, congratulations. I heard it was a phenomenal event, and I know it was wonderful of you to introduce Art Ovation
And it
to
was
Sarasota.
an awesome spot. They've done a great job on that hotel. We were too many in that room, but it was just awesome to see. Beautifully connected to the parking structure. That whole downtown area is worth.
We're all anxious to see it, and it's good to be popular, and we know you are. It is time for our first hot topic. And iRide vehicles provide free rides around downtown Sarasota and the Rosemary District. I bet you've seen them around. But the city says they're not cost effective. The city initially agreed to spend $340,000 to get these rides going with 7 electric vehicles. So drivers were to be paid by tips only. But people aren't tipping. So the city had to kick in some salary for the drivers. People are using these, though. 30,000 trips were logged in this first year. That equates to keeping 4,700 cars off the road. Do we need to find a way to keep paying for this?
So I understand the free ride thing, but I also, we have this discussion about, you know, paying for downtown parking. And so I feel like if you were to put a $2 fee on iRide, rather than it being free, then we would cut some salary costs there, and it's only $2. I would pay $2 all day long instead of paying for parking.
Yeah, you know what? And you know what? The piece I think it's missing is a distant lot or multiple distant parking lots, because I love it. I don't use it though, because where I can park in a parking garage, it's just close enough that I'm like, well, I can
So you'd like a park and ride, like find some land out.
Take me over near Payne Park or on the other side, shuttle me in, and then that also kind of leaves me downtown and makes me a little more prone to spend
browse,
a little more, to walk a little more, browse a little more.
It doesn't have to be just one way though. That can be one of the things they do. It's figuring. I see it all the time. And I go, oh, I want to use that, and then it goes out of my head.
Yes.
And I find I'm working a lot more though.
Well,
downtown
and
the
app didn't work as well as they wanted it to. I mean, what they're trying to do is have all of us have the app, so that if I'm leaving a spot on Main Street and I want to go over to the Rosemary District, like you would use Uber, except this is a free service. But yeah, why does it need to be free? I'd pay $2 for a ride to the Rosemary District.
Yeah,
me too. It's
absolutely.
convenient.
I think I paid $75 for a mile in a pedicab in New York City a couple months ago.
Exactly.
Sure.
You do what you
But
gotta
you were
do.
getting a pedicure at the time.
Not that kind of pedicure.
That would be amazing, actually.
You pay more for that.
I would do that.
All right, yo-ho, yo-ho. The next time you ride the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney's Magic Kingdom, you will see a different pirate's life. The Scallywags will no longer be selling brides. Walt Disney World has redone their 1967 Pirates of the Caribbean ride and removed the animatronic scene where brides are auctioned to be more socially aware of female issues. So the sign no longer reads, "Take a wench for a bride," and they don't yell, "We wants the redhead." Is this necessary or ridiculous?
No, it's actually necessary.
You think?
No. Little girls should not be seeing that stuff without having it explained in any way. No, we've moved on.
So,
it's not appropriate.
okay, so I am a total feminist. I kind of still think it's ridiculous, and only because when we watch, I rented 101 Dalmatians, and he's like smoking a pipe in the movie. So do we redo all of our old, because we can't do that. So my little boy asked, what is that? What is he in Cruella de Vil with her long cigarette? And so there's so much from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s that is so not appropriate.
It's a teaching
now.
moment.
It's a teachable moment.
It's a teachable moment.
Right.
But this one, girls for sale, I want the
But it
redhead.
happened.
I'm sorry.
That's the way
yes,
they behave.
but
And listen, as a white male, I'm very conscious of saying this.
well, now
but
you come out.
If you if you don't acknowledge history and where you've come from, there's always a threat that you could repeat it. It is important for the people to know.
I'm just thinking of little girls going through that ride and seeing that, and they go.
And then their mothers say to them, "Those pirates were bad people, and we're glad they're not around here anymore."
And we shouldn't treat women that way, and we
that's
don't.
right.
Well, we shouldn't.
And we don't anymore.
Right. No, yeah. I think it's a little over the top, only because when do we stop changing things?
Right.
Bad things happen for centuries. When
I think
do we
it's
stop
going to be
changing?
okay. It's good that they did it because we're talking about it now. We know there was a group of people who sat around and thought, we really should be a little more aware of this issue. Maybe we should take this out of the ride.
Or at least tone it down a little.
Let's just get rid of that and focus on other things. I think it was probably a good. I like the idea of the discussion that they had this discussion at Disney. We're aware enough to make the decision, and I think it's worth having a little pushback from people who say, "Oh, it's too extreme."
All right, well, speaking of history, production has started in London of the biopic Judy, a movie depicting Judy Garland's final concerts in London in 1968. Look closely at this picture. This is Renee Zellweger playing Judy. And the first looks show just a complete and unrecognizable transformation of Zellweger to look very much like Judy Garland. She is at the end of her career and is fragile, battling exhaustion, deteriorating health, and honestly has a desire at this point to stop performing and be home with her kids. She says after 45 years of Hollywood life, at that point, she had had it. Will you see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Renee Zellweger fascinates me because she transforms.
Yeah, and I was not into
transformed
this casting at all.
Also, yeah, she looks just like her.
She does, and you know what's funny is, you know, there's that play, The End of the Rainbow, that is very much the same era, those last 2 weeks. And when you look at Judy Garland in her last 2 weeks, she was very frail. I believe it would be uncomfortable to watch 2 hours of her in a movie. So they have kind of glammed her up a little bit, just as much as the play did. I just think it would be too raw to watch.
And it's about what she has to say as well. It's going to be about what the script is, what she actually. I mean, she's such an incredibly meaningful figure, where we knew nothing about what we were putting kids and women through.
Absolutely.
In those days.
To talk about childhood stars.
The abuse that woman went through. I mean, from a very, very young age, and what she the journey she went on as a woman. We know her so much more now. It's worth looking at Judy again. Instead of just this poor star who fell down a slippery slope into drugs and alcohol and died very unhappy.
So this is a case where we wouldn't want to whitewash it.
We don't want to whitewash it.
We don't want to change this history.
We want to tell the truth now about Judy, and I think her stature will survive this examination. And
well, and sadly, the thing she went through,
great actress,
as we well know, happened last year too. I mean, it's not like things have gotten any better in the last 50 years.
That could be a new Disney ride, Judy.
Not going on that one. All right. Well, some of the world's greatest artifacts and sites, of course, can be found in museums across the world. But how do you make them accessible to everyone, to all different income levels? So a Fast Company article is proposing a sliding scale museum entry fee based on income. So the Met in New York recently switched from charging a suggested donation or what you could afford to a flat fee for all out-of-state residents. But many argue the people who could benefit most from a museum's education are often those who can least afford it. Would it ever work to put a sliding scale on something like this?
Well, I was disappointed to see the Met give up their suggested donation, but they obviously had the cost of doing business. But the American museums were created by rich people for the public. They were actually a way of rich people giving back. It was never meant for people to pay to go into a museum.
It shouldn't be.
But how do you keep them going? Are there enough rich people that are giving?
No, you have to agree. We have to agree as a society that our government will help support the museums, as happened all across the Western world. I mean, museums are meant to be creating a sense of national cultural identity. They've got to be given to the people who cannot afford to go in. And that is the whole point.
We went to the Ringling Museum this past weekend, and that glass pavilion that Warren Coville and the Cotlers donated is free and open to the public, and I didn't realize that.
Well,
and
Mondays is free.
Yes, Mondays are free, but the whole pavilion itself is open to the public. You don't have to pay admission, which is a beautiful thing. And
on the other hand,
is
the people who can pay should be supporting the museum. And I saw it. You know, this applies to many things. Why should a speeding ticket or a parking fine be the same for a poor person as for a millionaire? I mean, these things. You know, a millionaire can wipe it off as nothing. It's nothing to pay a $50 parking ticket. For someone who is really poor, that is a devastating thing. We can look at all of this. The museums, it could be a way of looking at a lot of things that don't make a lot of sense. Museums should be free for the people who really need to go in
Certainly
there.
for people who need to understand.
And the rich people should help pay.
Yep. Makes sense to us.
So many,
yeah, really, who's paying for that? Many of us here on the Suncoast, and I'm sure Kelly is in this category, have some sort of portable tent, right, for shade in the backyard, at the beach. When
really?
Different
I'm finding out a lot today.
I know, we're going to teach you all about momming, Michael. Well, the protection level for sports moms just went up a level. This is called the Under the Weather Sports Pod. It made its debut on Shark Tank, which is where you're seeing it here, just a year ago, and it is now on sale. So if the soccer games don't stop because of the downpour, you still stay dry because it's a mini tent literally with windows. You plop your favorite sideline chair under it, you are safe from sun, you are safe from rain, and here's where I'm in, you're safe from the bugs. It folds down to keep in the trunk of your car, and you can even link these little pods together if you want to be more social. Now, don't think this is crazy, because
it's not.
I sit on sidelines, and it's the bugs that drive me into the car. And then we all park our cars so we can look at what's happening on the field, but to try to avoid getting eaten alive.
I love this.
I do too.
I thought of you. I think this is great for you because I know you spend a lot of time at the
This is
soccer
going to be
field.
huge in Australia.
Really?
You think?
Yeah, I think that would be, I mean, every time I go home, I'm forced to go to all these sport games with my nephews and nieces. And I love the idea of sitting in one of those little things while they're all doing it.
Well, now we know you can order one.
And they would go, this is our gay uncle from America.
You still have to watch the game, though. You can't be reading
We
books.
finally got him to come and watch.
We are going to check out our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, puppies with a purpose from Southeastern Guide Dogs.
It is awfully pretty outside. We are looking at clear skies, lots and lots of sunshine out there, but the winds are very strong, of course, as that cold front has now passed us through. We've had a couple of passing clouds for some locations, but take a look at the temperatures right now. It's still very comfortable. You may need a jacket if you're a Florida person. 66 degrees right now. The dew point is low, the humidity is low, but those winds are strong. They're coming in out of the northwest, 25 miles per hour, and that's what you're really going to notice as you walk outside. So it doesn't matter where you go. If you're in Sarasota, Bradenton, Venice, you're looking at temperatures in the 60s. Bradenton may see a passing cloud right now, but for the most part, we are looking at very nice conditions as that cold front has now passed us by. And of course, we'll let you know how we're going to shape up for tonight. It's going to be a chilly night tonight, very different than it was this morning. We'll talk about that later.
To most people, a dog is a loved member of the family. But for those suffering from PTSD or other debilitating conditions, a dog can be a lifesaver. Southeastern Guide Dogs in Palmetto breeds and trains puppies with a purpose. Philanthropy Director Jennifer Bryan and Alice Reiskamp from the dog training team are here to tell us more. And Pup Pup is going to steal the show here, and we will talk about why we are calling him Pup Pup in just a few minutes. But as many of our viewers know, this is a program that is very tried and true and near and dear to us here at ABC7 since we raised a puppy with you, Wrigley, who we'll talk about a little bit later. But Alice, when I was raising Wrigley, the main question I got was, how does a dog chosen to be trained as a guide dog or as a service dog like Leland here?
Good question. When all the dogs come in for training, we do an assessment on them. So we kind of look at their overall disposition, what bothers them, what doesn't bother them, and kind of select a career path for them. The guide dog trainers are there as well as some of the service dogs. And we pick a few right at the very beginning to go straight to service dogs. Some of the calmer ones, just like Leland, good genetics for being a service dog. The other ones that get career change from the guide dog program for one reason or another will also be considered for service dog work. It's a slightly less demanding career, so lots of the dogs that don't make it in the guide dog program can also be considered for the service dog program.
Obviously, though, the service dog still has an amazing responsibility
Yes.
to another human being. Tell us specifically what some of Leland's training skills are and what he does.
So he does a lot of blocking space, creating space for veterans. They do a command called block, where the dog will stand in front of them and just kind of create that barrier. People don't usually walk through a dog. So if the person's feeling uncomfortable, they can put their dog in a block, and now they know nobody's going to get closer to me than this dog. The other thing they do is check and watch, which are where the dog will alert if someone's coming up. So watch, they look behind them, and the dog will wag their tail or kind of perk their ears up if somebody gets close. Check, you can send them around a corner into a room, and they'll again alert if somebody's there and kind of come back and say, hey, somebody's over there, be aware. The other thing they do is give hugs, which is also really cute but great for calming them down. So they'll get on their laps and kind of lean into them and literally calm their diaphragm down.
Well,
and
it's
slow
working
their
for
breathing.
me. This is the best part of every day, hugging a puppy. So Jennifer, tell us what this can mean to a veteran who is suffering from a myriad of different stressors. What does a service dog mean to them?
It gives them freedom. They, again, have the confidence and the ability to go out into the public in areas that they used to feel very uncomfortable, because the dog will give them that sense of confidence, and they know that they can trust their dog and that their dog is looking out for them at all times.
So Southeastern Guide Dogs provides free of charge dogs to those who are visually impaired, also those veteran service members who may have a need like that. Absolutely. How do you make that work? I mean, these are high quality animals here with amazing training.
Well, the community makes that work. We rely solely on fundraising and donations. We don't receive any government funding. So it's the generosity of our community and our supporters, not only here locally, but nationwide.
And not just financially. Let's talk a little bit about puppy raising, since that's something we've done here at ABC 7. How do you not want to take one of these home, but yet you do need people to do it because it's a commitment?
Absolutely. We need families, people to welcome the dog into their home knowing that they do have to give them back. And it's all for the greater good. Once a puppy raiser experiences it, as you know, and then is able to see where the dog is placed and how the dog changes a life, whether it becomes a veteran service dog, whether it becomes a guide dog. And it's really neat to see the recipient of the dog speak with the family that raised the dog, and they just develop a bond and a connection that's just amazing.
Does the puppy raiser go through training first?
Yes.
That scares me.
Yeah, no. Well, and I'll speak to that.
That's a big responsibility.
As a puppy raiser, we are extremely well trained by Southeastern Guide Dogs on how to be a puppy raiser. And every puppy, like every child, is different. Here's the difference. When your kid does something you don't understand, there's no one to call. When the puppy does something you don't understand, I was on the phone in a minute. You know, hey, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? So the support is amazing. So this little guy is amazing too, but we're calling him Pup Pup because he's not yet named. Explain to us how naming works with Southeastern Guide Dogs.
Our fundraisers will give us $5,000, and they then name the puppy. They can name it after a business. It's great marketing and PR, or they name them after loved ones, or if they just have a favorite name.
He's got lipstick all
I know, we're going to have to call you Maybelline, I think. Sorry about that, buddy. I've been kissing him a lot. So naming is certainly another way the community can get involved, but walkathon season is amongst us, and they're all over the Suncoast. Tell us a little bit about walkathons.
Our goal is over $1 million for the combined walkathons. We've got a couple coming up. One of them is this Saturday at Nathan Benderson Park. That also has a 5K at 7:30 in the morning, and then the walk takes place after that. And we have another one in Sarasota at Payne Park on April 21st. Walkathons are intended to be a fundraiser, however, it's free. People are encouraged to come, bring their dogs, meet other dogs.
It's a great dog environment. I know even without being a puppy raiser, it's a lot of fun to go out and see all the pups and the kids, and just know that you are contributing to a really amazing cause to help the visually impaired and the veteran service dogs. All right, Pup Pup, we got to say goodbye. To participate in a walkathon, find out being a puppy raiser, or maybe give this guy a name, you can go to guidedogs.org. Coming up, we will talk about what's up with our guide dog puppy, Wrigley. But first, a funny friend from the Sarasota County Fair. I know you want to play with Wrigley, huh?
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
I'll be right back.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
For more than 80 years, the Sarasota County Fair has been a favorite destination for entertainment, rides, and food. And one of its long-standing guests is here with us today, Oscar the Robot. Welcome, Oscar.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Makes me feel old, but you know, I have been there for quite a few years. I'm really lucky and blessed, but there's new stuff this year.
Is there?
Yeah. Are you and the family going to come out again?
We were out on Saturday. We're coming out again. And tell us what we can do there at the fair.
Oh, the nice thing we got this weekend, I don't know if you guys are into this, but we have a swine show tonight, a steer show tomorrow. We're going to be so cool. Plus, they've got lots and lots of entertainment. Oh, we got the tiger show, the alligator show. Those are all educational things. Yeah.
Oscar, tell me, what is your favorite part of the fair?
Oh, the humans. Oh, most definitely. See, I get to go around and entertain all the people out there. I can come shake. Will you shake my hand? Come to the nice one.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. I'm okay.
This is very fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Very formal, very formal. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Give me some that. Give me some that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Very good.
He is
What
so
do people
cool.
want to talk to you about?
Oh, well, anything. I like to talk with them about the food. We've got really good food. Are you going to come out and show the people what kind of food we got out there today?
I understand that you actually have deep fried Oreos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they are good. It's a culinary device. And if you do me a favor, ask for the Oscar the Robot special. You get the freshest ones. I get the cooking oil. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's wonderful. Oh, and by the way, we're also we got music on the main stage. We got Matt's Family Jam. We got a ventriloquist and hypnotist. You've seen the hypnotist, haven't you?
I have not seen the hypnotist.
Have you been hypnotized, Oscar?
No, I don't think you can do that. You got to be willing and able, and I'm not able.
Oh, gotcha. I understand. Well, you mentioned all the music. What do you like to do with the music? Do you have a favorite type?
Well, actually, I like all the music, but you know, at this fair, we have a big country contingent. So I was going to ask, since you're right there next to me,
of course.
would you dance with me a little bit here?
Sure.
Just hold the hand. Okay, now I've got just are you a country girl by any chance?
I mean, I can.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Work it, girl. Work it. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to sing it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. Don't overheat, Oscar. Don't overheat.
Yeah, overload. But you know what? That's what the kind of fun we have at the fair. And we've been doing that for a lot of years. But I'm going to ask all of your viewers out there to make sure you come and find me at the fair. Because even though we've got lots of things at the variety tent with the local talent, the rides. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but every day before the rides open, they do an hour worth of safety checks on those rides out there.
Good to know.
That's
So
good.
they should.
It's good.
Yeah.
Well, they want to make sure people are safe and they feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that all of you folks are comfortable when you come out.
Well, you know what I love is an amazing family activity. It is a Sarasota County tradition. This is the 82nd annual Sarasota County Fair, and it is running through March 25th. The Sarasota Agricultural Fair helps put it together, and you can, of course, find out more by going to sarasotafair.com. All right, puppies, robots, who knows what we can do next? It's up to Michael Donald Edwards and Oslo Rep.
Such distinguished company. Thank you.
Hey, can I come and audition for the company here soon? I want to see if I can get a robot. Yeah, you might be able to call me Arthur, like after the blast.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veterans Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
The Oslo Rep and the FSU Conservatory have very busy stages right now, with as many as 4 shows running at the same time for hundreds of theater goers a day. And it looks like next season is going to be just as exciting. Producing Artistic Director Michael Donald Edwards is here, and he has a preview of what is on the way. So you had a big season announcement this week.
We did indeed on Monday, yep.
And what is the overall theme? I know you
Well, we've started the Staging the World project, where we've been looking at the American character for 5 years. We're still doing that. I mean, it's still of abiding interest to everybody who comes to the theatre and the plays we're choosing to do. But we're looking broader at what is going on in the world right now, as well as how that connects to what's happening in America right now, staging our world. So the shows that we're doing, what are we starting with?
Is there an overall arc for the whole season?
Well, it's all about me. No, it's
all things that I like.
The things I picked.
Kelly made me say that. She made me.
I know you all.
In the sense, and I mean that in the broad sense of me, the sense of all of us. It's about what we're going through. I can't help but you make.
I love it.
How do I take you seriously?
Well, no, this is good because the first show is actually a fun, lighthearted show. You like to start with
I
a
thought
musical.
of you.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I thought of you.
The Music Man. This surprised me. I love the show. It's a classic.
Well, I know. Everyone's got the Music Man. Well, Jeff Calhoun, who directed Bonnie and Clyde and Pulse with us, we went to Broadway, got nominated for a Tony for the Newsies. I've been asking him for 2.5 years, what show do you want to do? Because he only wants to do new work. He said, The Music Man is the one thing of all the classic musicals I would love to do. And we've got Noah Racy coming back to star in it.
And we're seeing him here when he was here in Pulse.
Here in
favorite.
Pulse. I mean, he's the most brilliant song and dance man in America right now. And so he's going to do the lead in Music Man, a brand new choreographer, and Jeff is just so excited about doing it. It's
big Broadway names.
Big Broadway names
to come back
right here in Sarasota, and they're gonna really take the roof off the theater.
Well, I'm excited to see what you do with it because I know that if you do a classic musical, you'll always put some sort of a different.
And I want all 76 trombones on that stage,
really?
blaring.
Yeah, and no one plays trombone anymore.
Now, another musical that's a little further deep into the season, Sweeney Todd. Tell us about your choice there.
Well, this has really come from, and Stephen Sondheim, we all know and love Stephen Sondheim in the business. I mean, he is the supreme musical theatre artist of the 20th century, and now too. Finding the right director and the right way in to these great pieces is a real challenge. Peter Rothstein out of Minneapolis is doing our Ragtime. We've had the most amazing time getting this show together. It started out in Seattle. It's coming to us in May. We're re-rehearsing it.
That's in this current season.
That's in this current season. And it's why we were talking about a million things. I went out to Minneapolis and saw his production of Assassins, which was amazing. And I said, what do you want to do? What's the #1 thing on the list? What's the most brilliant musical? He's Sweeney Todd. So looked at it again. He's got this fantastic idea about how to do it.
Interesting musical too about the man, he kills his enemies and then his friend bakes them into pies.
Yes, I mean, it's a revenge story, but it's set in an economic industrial world where there's so much misery and poverty, and it creates a world where we can recognize it. I mean, it's connected to Sweat as well.
Well, let's talk classics, because you also have The Crucible.
I'm doing The Crucible, which is the first play I ever read when I was a student in Australia and understood. I think I was 16 in this Catholic boys' school in Australia, and I think it was the beginning of my falling in love with the United States and wanting to come here.
Oh, wow.
That I just really responded deeply to what the story was about, the nature of the writing, Arthur Miller, and that was the beginning of my exploration of American theater. It's, you know, it won the Tony in 1953. It was like we all know that it's about the witch trials in Massachusetts in 1692, and also about McCarthyism in the 50s, but it's also a very contemporary story about what happens in a community when you start to demonize, in particular, women. Speaking of redheads on the block,
now talk to me about moving off Crucible to A Doll's House Part 2.
Doll's House Part 2. This is a crazy, wonderful new play. It was on Broadway last season.
Laurie Metcalf here.
Yeah, Laurie Metcalf. She won the Tony. She won the Tony for it. She was absolutely brilliant, hilarious. I've never seen.
Is this a sequel?
It is a contemporary idea. Nora in Doll's House is one of the most famous women in 19th century literature. She left her home. Her family discovered she was living a lie. She needed to get out. She left her kids, her family, her respectability, the lot. Slammed the door. That was the end of the play. It was considered so scandalous in many countries they would not allow the play to be done unless he rewrote it, and she stayed. Oh. So she left. So she left. Nora left. This play, this young playwright has written, What If Nora Left became a success. There's unfinished business, though. She has to come back 15 years later. She comes back 15 years later. And that is really what the play is about.
I can't wait to see it.
You cannot wait to see it.
Don't get any ideas.
Yeah, no. It's Doll's House Part 2. It's 90 minutes long. It is just, it's fantastic.
There's some comedy in there, right?
Oh, lots of laughs.
So
lots of laughs.
Comedy, you're doing one of the farces that a lot of people love, Noises Off.
It's one of the most difficult to do. Whether it's Noises Off, it is hilarious, about an acting company putting on a British sex farce. I know. It's the word fast that gets you going, isn't it?
That's what it is.
So that's a favorite. You're also doing, speaking of fun, Around the World in 80 Days. Tell us about this one.
This is a show I saw in London last year, and I was blown away by it. This company that did Heady Feather for us 2 years ago. And it's a new version of Around the World in 80 Days, done with a lot of physical comedy and so on, geared at young people, geared at families. And it really, it takes seriously, it's based on the Jules Verne, it takes seriously the idea that travel, you can really broaden your mind in travel, or you can stay the same. And we're asking people to take the travel journey and have your mind blown apart and expanded, and become a little transformed by what you see at the theater.
Speaking of expanding, you have some new shows, some new works coming right in. Tell us about Lynn Nottage Sweat.
Lynn Nottage, this won the Pulitzer Prize in 2017. She'd spent 2 years in Reading, Pennsylvania, interviewing people who had lost their jobs in the factories, and got into the heart of the huge economic displacement that's happening in America right now, where the industrial age is transitioning. And there are all these displaced workers. This is not just America, this is around the world. And there's a tremendous amount of resentment and misunderstanding and feeling that they don't understand the economic forces that are changing our lives. She focuses on 3 women who are best friends, who are all about to lose their jobs, but one is promoted and asked to do the firing. And it's what
She's a favorite playwright here on the Suncoast, and then the season will finish out with The Cake, which was written by the people that are behind This Is Us. So it's a very, very exciting season.
You'll get us there.
So don't forget, too, that Oslo Rep is still in the middle of their current season with their production of Row running in Rep with their other shows. So you'll want to go ahead and go to their website to find out all the dates and find out when you can buy subscriptions for next season. OsloRep.org. Exciting season. Also exciting, hidden gems. We'll see some homes on Suncoast for sale.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A Manatee County school bus driver is convicted of soliciting prostitution. How the school district is fighting to make sure he loses his job. And Sarasota police are looking for a man who robbed 2 different hotels this morning. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Wendy.
Well, there's a big wind out there. Now that the cold front has gone on through, we are looking at very strong winds that are gusting through the area, and we have lots of fair skies as well because the cold front has moved on, and so we are looking at temperatures that are going to be dropping down into the 50s tonight. If you're heading out the door in the next couple of hours, take a jacket, take a sweater. It's going to be colder than it was, and we can see that these temperatures are going to go all the way down into the 50s for the overnight time period.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore two hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience, that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We all know the Suncoast's homes are beautiful, but sometimes the best ones are a little bit harder to find. Luckily, realtor Andrew Haddad is here with some hidden gems in today's Suncoast for sale. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you. Love being here.
What do you mean by hidden gems? What do they have in common?
Joey, that's a great question. You know, out in the market, you know, we're always looking for not only great values, but just great communities, and communities that might not, you don't see all the time advertised and stuff. So today, it's twofold. They're both great values and they're in great locations. And I did want to make one disclaimer. I've gotten a lot of feedback from Facebook. Are the homes that we show in this program available for sale? And the answer is absolutely. I prepare these topics a week in advance, and I always check that they are still available. So everything here is available.
So as of this morning.
As of this morning, that's right. That's perfect.
Okay.
Up north here, I want to show you in Bradenton, River Strand. This is a phenomenal community if you haven't seen this. Under 200,000. This is in Grand Estuary, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 1,200 square feet, completely updated. It's a newer community anyway, yet granite countertops, beautiful ceramic tile, a lot of windows. It's been professionally painted throughout, and the community itself of River Strand, your ownership includes all the amenities, which you're looking at: a 40,000 square foot clubhouse, 8 pools, 8 tennis courts, 27-hole Arthur Hills golf course. And what's great from an investor or an owner, the club membership is transferable to your renters.
Oh, that's
It's a huge investment opportunity.
Yes.
This is on the ground floor, right on the fairway. You cannot beat it at $186,000.
Wow.
Next, we are going to be going close to University Park area. Now, you don't see this place. It's called Riviera Club. It's in Longwood Run, and literally, it's right in the heart of the University Park, you know, explosion that's going on right now. Just over 200,000. You're looking at a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,225 square feet. You can see granite countertops, updated countertops and everything. We have cathedral ceilings, big wide open floor plan. And again, being in the community that this is in, a lot of opportunity. Bedrooms, baths, everything has been updated to the 9. It even has a Florida room that you could use as a den, and it's beautiful. Yeah, courtyard, everything. Okay, next. Murfield Village. Now this is right around Honore and the University Park Avenue. We're getting a lot of people wanting to move out here. Look at this, built in 2014. 275,000, completely updated. If you like that contemporary look, we got espresso wood floors, granite countertops, stainless steel, beautiful lighting throughout that you can see. Bedrooms and baths have all been fully updated. And again, beautiful, sharp look throughout, staircase, and then we have bedrooms on the top floor. We have a huge bonus area on the top floor, and your washer and dryer, or not washer and dryer, Yeah, washer and dryer is up on the top floor, so it's
2 levels.
convenient, right?
Yeah.
Being near the bedrooms and stuff.
And great location, especially
Great
if you have to
location.
travel north or south through the 75. You're right there.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, we got a couple more. Right here, this is Regal Oaks. Now this is, again, another incredible community. This was built around the early 200s. This home, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, almost 2,600 square feet. Wow. Professionally installed tile floors throughout, painted, granite countertops. Again, 4-bedroom, 3-bath for $329,000 with a pool on a 10-acre lake. This is incredible value right here, brand new pool cage. And what's really nice about this area is the community itself of Regal Oaks, it's only $500 a year is the HOA dues.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, again, that says it for itself. You know, you got to be in a deed-restricted community for that much. And then finally, Joey and everybody, we got our dream home.
A hidden dream home.
Hidden dream home. This is right. Actually, this is a really great community that's just coming off the ground. This is the new Windward model that's in the islands of Manatee River. So what you're seeing, this model home, oh, it's the model. The model is actually available for sale, completely furnished. Wow. So you're going to see a lot of exposed wood. You're going to see beautiful floor plan throughout. This is a 3-bedroom, 4-bath, over 3,300 square feet. Lee Wetherington specialty home right there. Every home is on the water with the boat dock out to the Manatee River.
That's an amazing area.
I'll tell you what,
County.
1.7 furnished, brand new model home. Love it.
Great homes,
Absolutely.
Andrew. Thank you. And great neighborhoods. Great to know about them.
100%.
Sorry if you live in the neighborhood, the secret's out.
The secret's out, right?
Well, for more information about these homes and many others, you can contact Andrew at sellingthesuncoast.com. All right, coming up next, we talked about guide dogs earlier. Well, we're going to find out about Wrigley. Stephanie's going to give us a pup date.
Dear parents, it's time for a pop quiz. What's the best kind of play for kids? Play that makes us think? Or helps us pretend? Or teaches us rules? Or to be creative? Actually, every kind of play is important because different kinds of play give us different kinds of skills. Help us mix up the ways we play. Okay, class dismissed. Now go play.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
This technology is beneficial in so many ways. If we have a crime and we're investigating a burglary, we'll search the database for that suspect's vehicle.
Red light cameras aren't just used to give you a ticket, they can be used to help law enforcement with investigations. I'm Alan Cohn. Why aren't more communities using them? Meet me at the trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
Since we're talking guide dogs today, I wanted to give a quick pup date about our Southeastern guide dog puppy, Wrigley. He was raised here in the ABC 7 newsroom as part of our family, but he was not able to continue in the guide dog program. He has a heart valve defect, so he is still expected to live a healthy and hopefully long life. He has been adopted back into our family. There he is with one of his golden retriever friends, Donner. So he lives at home with us as a normal, happy dog, and we are working to make him an ambassador with Southeastern Guide Dogs.
He'll be great. He'll be great.
They're a great place, but things work for a reason. All right, it is time to go to the kitchen, and that's the reason these two have stuck around this long. So we're going to go see Chef Judy and learn about new Suncoast restaurants.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. The city of Bradenton Beach cracking down on deteriorated and abandoned boats. Details on a new ordinance the city is proposing. In first alert traffic right now, we're seeing some backups from the northbound lanes of I-75 right around University Parkway exit with some slowdowns as you head west on University as well. Let's get a check on the weather now with Wendy Ross. Wendy?
And we are looking at beautiful sky conditions right now. In fact, we're going to continue to see clearing skies throughout the overnight time period. That cold front has moved through, and so you know that things are just going to continue to drop. 66 degrees for us right now. Our dew point is low, 45 degrees. Our humidity at 47%. But it's the winds. That's what you feel out there as you're walking out the door. Northwesterly at 25 miles per hour.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
The 2018 Sarasota County Fair is set to begin March 16th through 25th. This year, there'll be rides for everyone thanks to Bell City Amusements. Experience your favorite entertainers along with some new and exciting acts like the Tiger Encounter, the Kachunga and Alligator Show, comedian ventriloquist Steve Brogan, plus our new and exciting SRQ Schools at its best. And remember, ride armbands all day, every day. The 2018 Sarasota County Fair, March 16th through 25th. See you there.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us fly! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals, and I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Judy and a preview of the new restaurants on the Suncoast. Tell us what we have.
Well, first of all, there's so many new restaurants and markets and things like that. This will be a recurring theme that will float through in the next few months. You know, I love hanging out in Gulf Gate, and I have two Gulf Gate gems. One is Empicurious, which is Latin street food, bakery, and market. So they're open by day and by night. And empanadas are like the original handheld, right?
Cannot go
wrong.
They look great.
And they have so many different flavors. I mean, you can go with the theme of Spain with mushrooms and rice flamingo, and that's a vegan one. You can do Cuba that has roast pork, ham, Swiss pickles, mustard. I mean, that how much fun, like a Cuban sandwich with that pie in it. And they have different sauces and mayos.
It's perfect cocktail food.
Yeah. That's exactly. Now, you always think the same thing, Michael. I've noticed a theme here. Have some kombucha and settle down. Now, they also, outside of these beautiful entrees, I mean, there's one that's vegan, that's Cuban black beans, rice, and sweet plantains. There is the fruit of Sahara shrimp, quinoa, yogurt, and mint. So there's lots of different items, and you can eat really healthy, whether it's paleo. And of course, their Latin cheese breads are I'm going to have you show. And my son loves these because they are gluten-free.
It's a cheesy muffin? Really?
So it's like a cheesy muffin, in between a cheesy muffin and a cheesy biscuit. Now their dessert.
Oh, and their stuff.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yummy,
yes.
yummy, yummy.
Now, can I say that cream cheese flan? Oh my God, Michael.
Where is
Right
it?
here.
This
Michael.
one? Oh, this one.
Michael.
Oh.
Also good with cocktails.
That's all I have to. Also, I think perhaps we could find a little port or
I've
brown
got my
beer.
happy hour worked out.
That's right. Now, just one street over, again in Gulf Gate, that lovely little gem, we have Tokai. Did I say that right?
Tokai, yes.
Tokai, T-O-K-H-A.
Eastern European.
It's an Eastern European restaurant, and I love these people. This is their fine dining restaurant. They have Sunnyside that we've loved for years. So this really focuses on Austria, Hungary, the Czech Republic, places like that, with some beautiful food like stuffed cabbage, and they make it like my Nana, crusted rack of lamb. They have pheasant stuffed with Hungarian crepes. Hello. Tenderloin. I mean, his sauces are so unique.
My Hungarian husband is going to like that.
We'll arm wrestle. We're going to arm wrestle you. But wait for it. Can any of you guess what this is?
I'm looking.
Okay, you can't tell.
No. Is it beetroot or is it sweet or
No,
savory?
it's sweet. It's chocolate stuffed farmer cheese dumplings.
Wait, there's
cheese
and
chocolate together. Oh, Stephanie, we've blown the diet. I mean, that is just out of the box. So a more
exactly
you're seeing
your
this
biggest
more
fear.
modern trend,
This is Kelly's
right?
biggest fear right here.
A dumpling.
A dumpling, that's right. Kelly, I somehow think you can have it and have another one and not worry about it too much, sister. That's right. And then finally down on the end, if you have not heard about Napoli, you are sleeping under a rock.
Okay.
Because let me just start
It's been
out
a
by
comfortable
saying,
rock, I have to tell you.
That's right. I have to tell you though,
Yeah.
you better have reservations a week in advance.
All right.
Look at the mixed grill with their homemade sausage, New York strip and lamb chop. And that sausage is a recipe over 100 years from their family back in Italy. The bruschetta trio. And I love the Brussels sprout one with the stracciatella cheese, which is the middle of burrata cheese, so it stretches out. The skewers of jumbo shrimp and scallops, fresh flavors of porcini mushrooms, homemade pasta dishes, and they didn't bring it because they knew I was going to eat it. Let me tell you, the 4-cheese pizza in that enormous pizza oven, glorious.
Well, I told Judy beforehand we would normally just order the pizza, and I love this because I'm ordering.
We walked, we cruised, right?
Yeah.
You could taste some new things. You can learn different
You're such a
things.
seductress, Judy.
She is.
It's like being seduced up here.
Come with me,
It's
Michael.
like, I'm not even hungry. It's
One
like,
of our
whoa,
favorite
who
things.
knew food
All right,
was like
thank you, Chef
sex?
Judy.
Wow.
Some amazing new restaurants right here on the Suncoast. So get busy and check them all out. A great new season coming with Oslo Rep. So thanks for sharing with us, Michael Donald
Great
Edwards.
to see you all there.
We absolutely will. And Kelly Jaco, also great to have you as well. A lot of fun today. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day and take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.